global supply chains break down during times of stress. We have seen stable economies suddenly overwhelmed by debt and financial crisis. These experiences clearly show the need for resilience in our societies, in our economies, in our healthcare systems, and in our infrastructure. The G20 has a critical role to play in finding the right balance between growth and efficiency on one hand and resilience on the other. We can reach this balance more easily by working together. That is why your meeting is important. I have full trust in your collective wisdom and ability. I am sure that today's meeting will be ambitious, inclusive, action-oriented, and will rise above differences. I thank you and wish you all the best for a productive meeting.
I thank the Prime Minister for his valuable guidance. I now begin the first session of the G20 Foreign Ministers Meeting. As I do so, Excellencies, let us remind ourselves that this grouping bears an exceptional responsibility. We first came together in the midst of a global crisis and are today, once again, actually confronting multiple ones. These include the impact of the COVID pandemic, concerns of fragile supply chains, the knock-on effects of ongoing conflicts, anxiety of debt crisis, and the disruption of climate change.
All right, so this, of course, is the Foreign Ministers Summit that is presently underway in New Delhi. We are getting more details as they emerge on this developing story. Remember, this, of course, is going to be a crucial meeting of the Foreign Ministers. And one of the key aspects that will, of course, come up for discussion over and over again is, of course, the war in Ukraine, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, India so far, remember, has not condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but it has stated that the time for war and expansionism is pretty much over. And India's Prime Minister, in his address, also flagged off the deep divisions that exist in the world at this point of time. The G20 is a very important gathering of nations. This, of course, is the gathering of the top 20 economies of the world. It pulls a lot of weight, but the question, of course, is G20 now a house divided? Or can G20 arrive at some kind of a consensus on some of these pressing issues that are faced by the world? Remember, the foreign ministers are all here in New Delhi. There was the meeting of the finance ministers, which was held in Bengaluru just a few days back. But the controversy there was that there was no joint communique that was issued because the finance ministers' meeting could not come to a consensus on a joint statement. And therefore, that, of course, remains a key sticking point. This is something that will be watched very carefully. Will there be a joint communique in the aftermath of this foreign ministers' meeting in New Delhi? Is something that is still up for a lot of discussion. But the Indian Prime Minister in his address has stated that sustainable development goals will, of course, be a key part of the agenda. America's Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, the British Foreign Minister James Cleverly, the Turkish Foreign Minister, they're all here in New Delhi and they're trying to arrive at a consensus. But is that going to be possible is, of course, something that we'll find out over the course of the next few hours. And my colleague Siddhant Sibil is presently tracking all the developments that are unfolding at the Foreign Ministers' meeting in New Delhi. And Siddhant, if you can hear me, this, of course, is a crucial day for the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting that is unfolding in New Delhi. Bring us up to speed with what's happening there.